Atesh Dile. This is Sakina Bhatt and welcome to Tibet This Week, a weekly news on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration. Let's look at the headlines. His Holiness the Dalai Lama's teaching on Tsongkhapa's destiny fulfilled. Sikyong receives virtual audience with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Tibet supporters in South Africa, Russia and India congratulate Sikyong Penpa Tsering. Sikyong Penpa Tsering reviews COVID-19 situation and preparedness. Sikyong meets Tibetan Supreme Justice Commissioners. Hungary's capital Budapest inaugurates Dalai Lama Street. Shri Ramkrishna Sewa Ashram Samiti marks Buddha Poornima as Tibet Day. On the first day of the two-day teaching, His Holiness the Dalai Lama declared that he doesn't pray for the 7 billion human beings alive today to become Buddhist, but he does work to create a peaceful world in which people cultivate love and compassion for one another. His Holiness gave a two-day online teachings on Tsongkhapa's destiny fulfilled to the Tibetan youth from his residence on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. His Holiness the Dalai Lama, while giving a virtual audience to Sikyong Penpa Tsering on Wednesday this week, remarked that it is the responsibility of the elected Sikyong to stir the Tibetan cause and lead the Tibetan people through imminent challenges with democratic principles and practices. Sikyong Penpa Tsering apprised His Holiness with a detailed account of immediate steps he's undertaken in the last 7 days in addressing the more urgent issues, including the COVID-19 crisis and his commitment to finding a lasting solution for the Sino-Tibet conflict through a non-violent approach. Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, parliamentary leader of Inkatha Freedom Party and founder of IFP and President Emeritus, congratulated Sikyong Penpa Tsering on election victory. Extending strength and courage to Sikyong Penpa Tsering, Prince Buthelezi requested him to be the guest at the next opening of Parliament during his visit to South Africa. Prince Buthelezi also commended Dr. Lobsang Singye for his 10 years of service. Russian Duma member, Tibet Support Group and Citizen Power Initiatives and Bharat Tibet Samanvaya Sangh also sent their congratulatory messages to Sikyong Penpa Tsering. They wished the new Tibetan leadership success and reaffirmed their commitment to the just cause of Tibet. On the very first day in administration, Sikyong Penpa Tsering reviewed the COVID-19 situation in the Tibetan communities in India and Nepal through a meeting with the CTA COVID-19 task force on Friday last week. Sikyong Penpa Tsering considered tackling the COVID-19 pandemic in Tibetan communities in India and Nepal to be one of his top priorities. Sikyong paid visits to the quarantine centers in Dharamshala and inaugurated the Lake Hospital's new ambulance. Sikyong issued the 16th Kasha's new COVID-19 guidelines that focused on achieving full vaccine coverage for Tibetan communities in India and Nepal, prioritizing medical care and equipment supplies for those battling with COVID-19 and providing relief for the needy and those impacted by the pandemic on Saturday last week. In his first meeting with the Tibetan Supreme Justice Commissioners, Sikyong Penpa Tsering declared his resolute commitment to forge unity within the exiled Tibetan community on Tuesday this week. In order to build a collective focus towards a common goal, Sikyong said he will strengthen internal relations by reaching out to all sections of the exiled polity, which includes not just Tibetan Supreme Justice Commission, Tibetan Parliament in Exile and its autonomous bodies, but also NGOs and the media. Sikyong is soon expected to hold similar meetings with heads of various other authorities of the exile administration. Mayor of Budapest, Mr. Gergely Karachony, and Mayor of Budapest 9th District, Ms. Cristina Barani, inaugurated Dalai Lama Street in the city of Budapest, capital of Hungary, on Wednesday this week. The mayors of Budapest expressed concerns over China's death trap diplomacy and the extension of Chinese undemocratic influence in the democratic countries, including Hungary. The street was renamed along with 3 other streets, Uyghur Martyrs Street as Free Hong Kong Street and Bishop Se Yi Kwong Street. The renaming of the street is also seen as a move against the Hungarian government's agreement on the construction of Chinese University, as the renamed streets surround the planned site of the proposed Chinese infrastructure project. On Buddha Poornima, the full moon day of the holy month of Sakadawa, under the banner of Shri Ramkrishna Sewa Ashram Samiti in Uttarakhand, organized a virtual program titled Tibet, an Ideal Ambassador of Lord Buddha's Thoughts. The virtual program saw discussions on the historical facts of Tibet and highlighted the significance of Tibet's existence not only for the global community but towards safeguarding the Indian border from the Himalayan edge. They also spoke about Chinese interference in reincarnation of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the relation between India and Tibet. So much for this week. See you next time and have a good weekend.